something.
Yeah, that's nice.
Holy shit moly, alright.
What just happened on Oak Island was never supposed to reach the public. Not this early. But somehow, the information leaked. And now, Season 13 may have changed everything. Because this time, the team didn't just uncover another rusty artifact or broken piece of wood. They found something impossible, something ancient, something buried so deep it raises a terrifying question. Who wanted it hidden this badly? According to the leak, the discovery is connected to a forgotten group powerful enough to erase parts of their own history, and now experts are divided. Some believe it's the greatest clue ever found on the island. Others think it may be a warning. Why build tunnels, traps, coded symbols, and underground chambers just to protect a single secret? And if these reports are real, then Oak Island is no longer just a treasure hunt. It's a countdown to something much bigger. So before we uncover what was allegedly found beneath the garden shaft, make sure to subscribe. Because after this video, you may never look at Oak Island the same way again. Let's begin. The team reportedly picked up a sonar signal so precise, so unbelievable, that they repeated the scan 3 different times just to make sure it was real. And what appeared on the screen wasn't debris, timber, or another collapsed tunnel. It was something far more shocking. A perfectly shaped rectangular chamber buried deep beneath Oak Island. According to the leaked information, the structure measures around 10 feet wide and 15 feet long, resting more than 140 feet underground. To put that into perspective, it's like hiding an entire room beneath a 14-story building. And the truly unbelievable part is imagining how something this advanced could have been constructed centuries ago without modern machinery. A project like this would have demanded enormous manpower, years of hidden work, and engineering knowledge far ahead of its time. What makes this even stranger is that for decades, nearly everyone has been obsessed with the famous Money Pit, a collapsed maze of tunnels and flooded shafts. Meanwhile, this remarkably preserved chamber may have been sitting only a short distance away the entire time. But things get even crazier. The sonar images allegedly revealed that the room wasn't empty. Reports claim there were at least 3 massive rectangular objects resting on the chamber floor. Density readings suggested the objects were extremely heavy, leading some to speculate they could be chests containing metal, treasure, or artifacts of enormous value. Yet the detail causing the biggest reaction among researchers isn't the objects themselves. It's the chamber walls. The scans supposedly detected a thin metallic coating lining the entire interior. Investigators believe this mysterious material may be the reason the structure survived intact for so long, protected from collapsing pressure and corrosive seawater that destroyed surrounding tunnels over the centuries. Core samples taken near the site reportedly uncovered traces of the same unusual alloy, adding more weight to the claims. At this point, people aren't calling it a treasure vault anymore. They're calling it a preserved time capsule. And the discovery of that metallic lining may completely rewrite the history of Oak Island, because early analysis of the alloy reportedly produced a shocking conclusion. Sources claim the material resembles a lead-silver mixture strongly associated with ancient Roman engineering. Historians know this alloy was once used in Roman aqueduct systems, protective containers for important records, and even the burial chambers of elite Roman figures. Producing it required immense wealth, advanced techniques, and powerful infrastructure. If true, that changes everything. Suddenly, some of Oak Island's strangest discoveries start looking very different. Artifacts once dismissed as random curiosities, like the alleged Roman-era coin or the pilum-style spearhead discovered years ago, no longer seem so easy to explain away. Instead of isolated objects, they begin to look like pieces of a much larger puzzle. And that puzzle raises a disturbing possibility. What if someone with access to ancient Roman knowledge reached Oak Island long before Columbus? Mainstream history rejects the idea entirely, but supporters of the theory argue that the evidence keeps piling up. This wasn't a simple shipwreck or a handful of explorers washing ashore. If the chamber is real, then it points toward a carefully planned construction effort on a massive scale. Some researchers now believe a secretive order connected to the early roots of the Knights Templar may have inherited fragments of Roman technology and hidden knowledge after the collapse of the empire. According to the theory, they used that knowledge to create the ultimate hidden vault on Oak Island. If that's true, then the Lagina brothers may have uncovered more than buried treasure. They may have stumbled onto evidence that challenges the accepted timeline of history itself. And the deeper investigators look, the more the Templar connection seems impossible to ignore. The Knights Templar were famous for secrecy, coded systems, financial networks, and elaborate layers of deception. Which leads to one fascinating possibility. What if the money pit was never the true destination at all? According to the leaks, this newly identified chamber doesn't sit directly beneath the original money pit site. Instead, it appears offset at a location that strangely aligns with a hidden geometric point connected to Nolan's cross, one that only becomes visible if the entire pattern is mapped correctly. That detail has sparked a dramatic theory among researchers. What if this chamber isn't the final vault? What if it's only the first stage? Some now believe the structure could be a ceremonial chamber, a decoy vault, or even a sacred tomb designed to protect something far more important than gold. Suddenly, the infamous flood tunnels and engineered traps make a different kind of sense. Maybe they weren't built to guard ordinary treasure at all. Maybe they were protecting something considered sacred. For decades, legends surrounding the Templars have claimed they possessed priceless relics tied to Christianity, objects like the Holy Grail, the Ark of the Covenant, or the remains of John the Baptist. Items of that significance wouldn't simply be buried like pirate gold. They would be sealed away carefully, hidden inside a chamber built with extraordinary precision and reverence. And this Roman-style vault fits that image perfectly. The objects inside may not be treasure chests in the traditional sense. They could be reliquaries holding artifacts capable of changing history forever. Which means the true treasure of Oak Island may not be financial at all. It may be spiritual, historical, and far more valuable than anyone imagined. Now the clues from recent seasons, including references to the Knights of Malta and hidden Templar symbolism, seem to connect in ways viewers never expected. According to this theory, Oak Island itself functions like a giant lock. Nolan's cross may be part of the key, and this newly discovered chamber could be only one piece of a much larger hidden system leading toward the real vault. If that's true, then the money pit may have served one purpose all along: distraction. A collapsing maze designed to mislead treasure hunters for generations, while the true secret remained untouched somewhere nearby. And now, for the first time, the team may finally be standing at the edge of the real discovery. So what happens next? If these reports are accurate, Season 13 changes everything. The mission will no longer focus on searching blindly. The focus now becomes reaching the chamber itself. Every drilling technique, every underground scan, every excavation strategy has been leading toward this moment, because now they may finally know exactly where to dig. Every dye test, every underground scan, every drilling strategy the team has used over the years may have been leading to this exact moment. If the leaks are accurate, what comes next could become the most costly, technically difficult, and dangerous excavation ever attempted on Oak Island. This time, the mystery isn't about where the target is anymore. They already know the location, they know the depth, and based on the sonar data, they may already have an idea of what's waiting below. Now the real challenge begins, getting it out. And yes, a lot of people remain skeptical. After 12 seasons filled with false alarms, collapsing tunnels, and disappointing discoveries, many viewers have stopped believing anything major will ever be found. You can see it all over the internet. People saying it's just another television stunt, or that the island will never reveal anything important. Honestly, that reaction makes sense. But look at the bigger picture for a second. For years, fans have demanded real evidence, something more than fragments of wood or rusty scraps pulled from the ground. Well, if these reports are legitimate, this could finally be the breakthrough everyone has been waiting for. A carefully constructed metal-lined chamber, buried deep underground, built using techniques that seemingly don't belong in North American history. That changes everything. Because discoveries like this don't just appear out of nowhere. It raises a serious question. Have Rick and Marty Lagina known more than they've revealed publicly? Or did they quietly realize years ago that Oak Island was connected to something far bigger than pirate treasure? At this point, the implications go far beyond gold or artifacts. This touches the timeline of history itself. If ancient technology or Roman-era engineering somehow reached Oak Island centuries before Columbus, then historians may have to rethink who truly arrived in the Americas first. And that's exactly why every move is being handled so carefully. For viewers, this is weekly entertainment and mystery. But for the team, this has become a lifelong mission. A chance to solve a 230-year-old legend that has consumed generations of treasure hunters. And now, buried somewhere beneath the island, this hidden chamber may finally hold the answer they've been chasing all along. But one massive mystery still remains. What's actually inside those objects detected on the chamber floor? And here's something even more fascinating. A part of the story the show rarely talks about. The Fellowship of the Dig isn't limited to the people you see standing on camera. Over the years, another invisible force has become deeply involved in the search: the fans themselves. In many ways, they've become an unofficial eighth member of the team. And some of their theories, once laughed off as wild internet speculation, are starting to sound surprisingly believable. For every bucket of dirt removed from Oak Island, thousands of online investigators are analyzing every detail from home. Entire communities on Reddit and dedicated forums spend hours breaking down episodes frame by frame, hunting for clues the show may have missed. And these aren't just casual viewers anymore. Some are using advanced satellite imagery to map strange geometric patterns hidden across the island. Others are digitally overlaying Zena Halpern's maps onto modern survey data with incredible accuracy. Some dive deep into centuries-old shipping records, Templar histories, and forgotten financial archives with the kind of dedication you'd expect from professional researchers. Take the famous French line theory connecting Nolan's Cross to European landmarks. That idea didn't originate in the war room on the show. It first gained traction through intense late-night debates between fans online. At this stage, the Oak Island community has evolved into something much bigger than a television audience. It's become a global network of digital treasure hunters trying to solve the mystery together. They've essentially become a worldwide intelligence network working together online to crack what may be the greatest treasure mystery ever told. But here's the part almost nobody talks about. The real story may not be what the fans are discovering, but who's paying attention to them. According to sources connected to the production, the show's research team reportedly keeps a close eye on fan forums and online discussions. Think about how wild that is for a moment. One of the next major breakthroughs featured in the War Room could have started not with a centuries-old document, but with a theory posted online by a retired engineer sitting halfway across the world. And that creates a fascinating cycle. Are the producers simply watching these communities to measure audience reactions? Or are they quietly using fan research to generate new leads and investigation paths for the show itself? Because if that's true, then the biggest deception on Oak Island may not be the flood tunnels or hidden shafts. It may be the idea that the Fellowship is solving this mystery alone. In reality, they may have millions of researchers helping them. And the theories coming from this online obsession range from surprisingly convincing to completely unbelievable. While the show mainly focuses on Templars, pirates, and hidden treasure, internet investigators have connected Oak Island to everything imaginable. From lost manuscripts supposedly written by Francis Bacon and secret Rosicrucian societies to ancient Viking burial grounds. Some theories go even further. A few people believe the money pit isn't actually a treasure shaft at all, but the entrance to a hidden underground tunnel system deep beneath the earth. Others claim the island could somehow be linked to an ancient extraterrestrial crash site. Now sure, some of those ideas sound ridiculous at first, but on an island where people are now talking about a perfectly preserved Roman-style chamber buried deep underground, you have to wonder, is anything truly impossible anymore? And that brings us back to the shocking leak surrounding the garden shaft discovery. The second those details surfaced online, the fan community exploded into action. Within hours, researchers on forums began pointing out that the reported lead-silver alloy found in the chamber had historical connections to secretive groups believed to descend from Templar traditions. Others immediately started comparing the chamber's depth and measurements to ancient numerology associated with the Knights. In other words, while the Fellowship may have located the chamber, the internet is already trying to figure out how to unlock it. And maybe the final clue won't come from a forgotten manuscript or a buried relic after all. Maybe it's already sitting somewhere online, hidden inside an old forum thread posted years ago that nobody took seriously at the time. So now the question becomes bigger than ever. Is Oak Island truly hiding a legendary Templar secret capable of rewriting human history? Or has this entire mystery become the most elaborate and expensive wild goose chase ever created? Tell us what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the latest Oak Island theories and leaks, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more updates as the mystery continues to unfold.